everyone, and welcome to this week's Naked Truth. This is a really sad Naked Truth, and after last week's being so happy and exciting, this sucks. So, in case you didn't hear the news, this week is the last week of SourceFed and SourceFedNerd and all the other channels that spun off of that. SourceFed and SourceFedNerd are the ones that I will speak about in this video because they're the ones that mean the most to me. And so this is kind of like my love letter / goodbye to SourceFed. So for those of you who may have never seen A Naked Truth before, this is a vlog series where we let it all out, both literally and figuratively, to be as raw and open and honest and connect in a genuine way. It's not a sexy thing at all. And I do want to say thank you to last week's Naked Truth vloggers. That's Prescott and Kristen, Kavaja, Jab, and James. They are linked in the description below if you want to check out their vlogs in response to last week's topic. So yeah, so SourceFed. I don't want this to be a morbid vlog at all. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm adjusting notes. I have a lot that I want to say in this, so I gave myself some bullet points to go off from. So I guess I'll start at the beginning, where I started with SourceFed, the original channel. For me, I originally came in and auditioned for Danny and for James Hafner. They were the ones doing the casting session, and I just went into a posting that said online news host that I found online. I didn't know what it was. SourceFed was maybe in its first week of videos, maybe not even at that point. I think they were just doing test videos, but there wasn't any research I could find online to see what this channel SourceFed was. And I think at the time it wasn't listed as SourceFed, it was listed as some other name on the breakdown. It's called a breakdown, the job postings. And so I went in and I auditioned for Danny and James, and I met Danny for the first time, and she's a lovely person. Little did I know I would be spending the next 5-6 years getting to know Danny better. But I went in and I did my news stories, and then they started asking me questions that didn't make any sense for a news host. They were saying things like, oh, what kind of movies do you watch? And do you play video games? Do you have a favorite video game? That kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't know why they're asking me these questions, but I like it. Because normally I had gone into auditions and they'd try to type me as oh, you're the funny slutty friend, or, whatever they wanted to type me as based on appearance alone. And then when I started talking about comic books and video games and taking apart smartphones, they were like, oh, no, thank you. You're not what we want. So this was the first audition I went to that they were like, yes, you're what we want. And they didn't say that, but I could tell it on their face. And I left that audition feeling so good about myself and the weird stuff that I was passionate about. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry so many times in this vlog. Anyway, calm it down, Trish. Got it. So anyway, thank you to Danny and James for that. And then, after that, I got a phone call saying, we loved you. We want you to come in for a screen test. And I went to SourceFed for the first time. And at that point, the writer's room was just a couch and a beanbag chair with Lee and Elliot and Joe on them. And I went in and I was like, okay. And I forget who it was, but someone was like, take the beanbag chair. And so I sat down and I thought I was coming in for just a screen test to talk about this. And then they were like, pick a news story you like and write it. Oh, okay, I say. So I write a news story and I film it, and they told me this was my screen test, but if they liked it, that it would go live. And it did. They liked it, and it went live, and that was the beginning of my career in digital media, all because SourceFed gave me a chance. So, thank you. And meeting Lee, Elliot, and Joe for the first time, which, these would be people that I get to know as my family for the next 5-6 years. Okay. Pulling it together. I'm sorry. I have so many hormones in my body right now. I'll blame the new baby. New mom hormones. But also this sucks. Anyway. So what SourceFed means to me in a nutshell. And the reason that this is so hard. SourceFed is, and I think a lot of people relate to this because not just me being on the show, but people who watch the show and grew up with the show, all of the awesome viewers can relate to this, I think. So, SourceFed is still, and has always been from the very beginning, a place to be yourself. To be silly, to be weird, to like the weird stuff that is you. to make mistakes, to connect with people, and to know that all of that is okay. It gave me personally a fantastic opportunity to be on the forefront of this new type of media, digital media that was taking over the industry. Up until then, I was auditioning for commercials and TV and film and having moderate success, but nothing to the way that digital media is. Like I said, my first screen test day, I had to write a story. I didn't think I was going to write or produce or develop content, and all of that I had the opportunity to do thanks to SourceFed and SourceFedNerd and Phil. So that was awesome. I had the opportunity to meet and make my online family, which I know from viewers who write in that are like, you guys are my friends, you guys are my family, that have been watching for years, that a lot of people feel that way. So I met my online family, meaning you guys. I met my DeFranco creative family, which is not just Phil and all the on-camera personalities that you see, but everyone behind the scenes, the interns, the PAs, the editors, the producers, like every single person that's there influenced that content. I mean, you guys can think about it for those of you who remember what getting Norged is, or all the hilarity like captions added by the editors to the videos, or Owen remixing my stupid da 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 da, which was just like a brain fart moment blooper that he made into brilliance. Everyone there touched a piece. Oh, creative design, animators, SourceFed animated, the cutouts, like everything. Everyone there touched what SourceFed and SourceFedNerd were, and we all became like family, and that's awesome. I had the opportunity, because of SourceFed, to meet some creators that I really respect and look up to, like people that are biggies in the industry, and I got the chance to even work with these people. Rhett and Link, Harley, the Fine Bros, Felicia Day, like the list just goes on and on and on and on and on. Richard Ryan, Megan Tonjes, Grace Helbig, like crazy. And these are things that I never thought would be able to happen, but all because I was given that opportunity from that first audition. And I guess for me, I always thought that SourceFed and SourceFedNerd would live on forever. And obviously it would change and evolve. It has to. Audiences change and want different things, and things feel stale. But the main reason that I was excited to see what SourceFed and SourceFedNerd tuned into is because the hosts are given the opportunity to create the content, to write their own content. And so with an influx of new hosts, the tone and the voice of the show will change. What everybody talks about will change, because we were always encouraged to talk about what we were passionate about. I think that Phil really did a good job in the beginning of casting the perfect Scooby Gang, because we were all so different. We had different things that we liked. We had different senses of humor. We had different strengths and weaknesses, and we all worked together to build each other up and play off each other. And it made for a really, really fun channel and a really fun show and a really fun place to work at. And like I said, as things inevitably start to feel like, okay, I've seen that before, we had new blood come in, and that's refreshing and wonderful. And I always wanted to see what it evolved into, and it sucks to not have that future to look forward to. It makes me very sad in my heart space, because this is something that we built up. I remember our party for 500,000 subscribers on SourceFed. I remember our party for 1 million subscribers on SourceFed, launching SourceFedNerd and having the teaser trailer finally go live after Meg and Steve and I had done months of content that no one had ever seen, finally being able to show off the first comfort zone. Like, that kind of stuff it was so awesome. And to be there at the beginning makes the end really bittersweet. But as much as I keep saying it sucks, I want to focus on the positive of all of this. So I know that the hashtag SourceFedMemories is going strong on Twitter, and thank you for everyone who's tweeting that, because it's really making me smile. But that's my question for this week. That's my topic for this week is share with me your favorite SourceFed memories. Or if you are at this channel not because you found me through SourceFed, but you found me another way, share with me your favorite memories from a show that you loved that is no more. Whether that's Buffy or I'm like just thinking Joss Whedon right now, or Firefly, whatever that may be. there's a piece of it, if it's something that you grew with, if there's a piece of it that lives with you, and talk about that, and let's celebrate it. So hold on, let me make sure that I hit everything that I wanted to talk about, because there's a lot that I wanted to talk about. I did mention getting Norked. Oh, you know what I didn't mention? Matt Bowman, who was our original producer on Nerd, and he was an instrumental part of what Nerd was in the beginning, and the craziness, and I don't know, Bowman invented Table Talk. And those of you who saw Bowman on camera, you will never forget it, because he is a light of a person. Yeah, just so many awesome people that I got to work with over the year. So I want to say, yes, I said the topic, so let's celebrate what SourceFed was in your own way. But I want to end this video saying thank you, because that's really what this is about. Thank you to Phil and the team for creating something that's like totally awesome, and giving me some of the best memories of my life. And I want to say thank you to James and Danny for giving me the opportunity in the first place and for seeing something in me. I want to say thank you to every single dang person who ever worked in our office. But most of all, I want to say thank you to you guys. My video stopped because I'm going too long, so there was a cut. I apologize. I try to do these without any cuts. But most of all, I want to say thank you to you. To anyone out there who ever watched SourceFed or SourceFedNerd, whether you laughed with us, cried with us, or cringed with us, maybe it wasn't your favorite content, but you tuned in anyway, who learned about news stories and was there through our first live event, if you remember the 2012 presidential election night, #MapGuy, and the hilarity that was that evening, because we were learning and we were trying, and we were singing the master debate song with all of our hearts. Yeah, anyone who supported SourceFed and SourceFedNerd and all the channels that followed, thank you, thank you, thank you, because you were the ones who enabled us to have the crazy jobs that we have and make it what it was, and, you know, get their recognition from the Audience Choice Award for the Streamies. That's all you. So this is something that I really feel like everybody built together. So again, we're ending this by celebrating what was. Share your favorite memories. And if you want me to link them in next week's Naked Truth, you can go ahead and upload them to YouTube, listed or public or unlisted, whatever you prefer, and then email them to me using the For Business Inquiries email on the About section of this channel, and let me know if you want me to link it or if it's just for me to watch, because some people do that too. But yeah, I'm going to end it with some of my favorite memories. So doing really horrible hip hop with Meg and Steve in Comfort Zone, shooting guns and exploding things with Richard Ryan in a very safe environment with an instructor, I have to say, slapping Steve in the face with a fish, getting ice pantsed. Every episode of GTA 5 Noobs made me laugh so hard I cried. Feeding the old ComCom couch to a mechanical shark at VidCon in front of a live audience. God, there's so many. Giving birth to Joe. There are so many things that are amazing memories that I'll never forget. So thank you to SourceFed, and goodbye.